Hello, rail fans. We today are featuring a video on the Southeastern Railway Museum in Duluth, Georgia. We happened to do some train. We were looking for trains on Friday, and we got up this morning and was actually in Locust Grove, and saw 4 trains come by before we left to come on up here to Duluth. And this place here has lots and lots and lots of things to look at. A lot of different kind of train equipment, cars, paraphernalia, you name it. They have it here at this location. We got our ticket and we was able to get a train ride with that ticket. And so we got loaded up on the little small train. And so that piece of equipment you see there was actually, they had filmed 2 days this week in this location, and they were moving some of these cars for the film. Now I don't remember what movie he said it was for, but the ticket man said they had to come in at 4:30 that morning, Saturday morning, to rearrange cars to get them back like they are normally presented at this museum. In the big building you see there is where the big exhibits are. There's all kinds of stuff in there. There's a model railroad in there, and everything from dishes they used on Pullman cars to historical stuff. Just name it, it's in there. The admission was $16, $15 if you was a senior, and it came with this train ride. You could pay $4 extra. There was a second train ride that you could take on this little mini train, but we found out later in the video you'll actually see it, and they were having trouble with it. Like everything that's man-made, it's subject to break, and that is the brakes. We had to get the switchman out there to change the track direction so we could ride straight down it from the loading dock. And of course they talked to the engineer just like on the big road. And matter of fact, that is the big road right there. And we were as close as we could get to it. They do have a derailleur on it just in case something goes wrong. It'll knock the little yellow engine off the track. All about safety. The train ride is not a long train ride, but it's nevertheless it's still fun. It's good for the kids and adults alike. My wife and I decided to come up here as part of our 48th wedding anniversary. Our anniversary is on the 2nd of April, and this was the weekend following, seeing how it was during the week. So we made a long weekend of it. And there she is, bless her heart, trying to take a picture of me. Gotta love her. When I was a youngster, Southern Railroad was the railroad around South Georgia. It used to be ACL, and it's went through its changes. But that engine, I love the coloration of that, and it just it does bring back childhood memories. There's also a F7 in the one of these covered sheds that's actually like the one that I got the chance to ride on in the first grade. Our school took us from Valdosta up to Adel, which is a whole 20 miles, and it was a lot of fun. I was scared to death. My wife said I was easily traumatized as a child, but a train is a big thing, and to a first grader, it was a new experience. Of course, we rode the bus back from Adel, stopped along the interstate at a side park there that a little rest area, had our lunch, and came on back. I still remember it. Now we made it down to the end, and we're going back. Like I said, it's not a long train ride, but what the heck. There is the switch that our conductor will hop down and go change so that we can roll back to the platform where we got onto the train. All the staff that we met was very personable and very friendly. This guy that's didn't get his name, but he was very knowledgeable about the facility, and he has the job of having to throw the track back to the other way. And they get clearance, double check his direction, tells the man with the radio to talk to the engine, and he's heading back. I was able to boost the sound on that little segment where the engineer is calling his authorization back. Since they're on a closed lot, they don't have to do all that authorization and stuff, but it's for the realism. And when you're trying to listen to the scanner on the big road, some engineers talk slow and concise, and they give their information to dispatch, and it's easy to understand, and you can tell what their load number, engine number, and different things are. Some of them, however, used to be auctioneers, I guess, because boy, they'll roll that information off so fast that you just about need a recorder to be able to record it so you can listen back until you can decipher what they had said. It's all part of the fun in a rail fan land. Well, this CSX engine that's sitting here is a EMD SD45-2 and still in service. There's the nose that you can see of the Southern engine that rode us up to Adale. Looked exactly like it as I remember it. It was a bit chilly this day. The people in that caboose was inside of a closed car, and we almost got in that because it was chilly enough that when the wind's blowing on you that it was pretty tough. But we decided to use the open car since I was going video, and the one that we're in actually is just a middle piece, and it's like the very same thing on the other end of this car, the red car. And you can hear him calling back how many feet he's got left, and they stopped it on a dime. What you looking at?
Looking at a Frank Eclipse steam traction engine. Donated by Gulf Materials in 1979. Yes, it was an 1899 year model.
1899?
15 horsepower. How do you say that? Its top speed was 2 miles per hour.
Just reading. Inside this big building, they had several things, and we did not expect to see checker cabs in there, but it was neat. Like I say, there's lots and lots of things to see in this building. I would say, if you get a chance to go, by all means, it's worth $15. Lots of things to see. Yes, there's Pullman cars that you can go inside and see how they work. We had been in a Pullman car before at the last museum was at. We kind of skipped past this one since there were so many other things to see. In just a few minutes you'll see us as we went inside one of the Army. It was part of an Army train to carry soldiers, and I was fascinated at these springs and the comfort ride system on this train. And being a mechanical person, the first thing I thought of was what kind of a machine do they have to compress these springs to get these in these locations to where they need to be. Somebody had to engineer it, and somebody had to deal with it. Awesome stuff. These next shots are us going through the Army train, and this is kitchen facilities, dining areas, bunks and everything. It was too dark in the bunk car, so I didn't get any pictures in there, but it was tight quarters. Go to these museums, don't forget the gift shop. A lot of their funds are raised by proceeds that they make from these sales. We found our hat pin for our caps. This is in that big building also, and this is a train layout that they have provided for kids to look at, and they do have an access behind it, and it's a pretty decent layout. They have a lot of automated things that go on. The little engine there is the same type that pulled the train outside. Over on this side, I happened to catch a turntable in operation, and as you see it, there is actually a little train, and it'll back into the building just like it's supposed to be repaired or serviced. And these little functions they have automated so that it does this as the train setup is on, and it goes through its paces. Pretty neat stuff. The little youngster there, he was fascinated at this layout. That really reached back way down inside my old heart there, because I remember us having a person that worked with my mother at the telephone company, and in their living room they had a HO scale train, and they had a layout not quite as elaborate as this, but I remember being about that size and just being absolutely mesmerized. And looking at that kid's face kind of made me rethink back when I was a kid. Now this is the mini train outside. They were having some electrical problems, and so we didn't pay the $4 to get on this little train, but at the same time that was the other option you had. And it makes a round around this yard, so on the days when it's running, I guess that'd probably be worth $4. Well, we had spent quite a bit of time this afternoon at this museum, and we had come back out to the truck with our bags of goodies, and my wife decided she wanted to get something for her sister, and so she went back down to the gift shop and got her sister a t-shirt. And so I was standing out here, and this is the train as it's still giving people rides back and forth. I was going to look that engine up and see what they call it. There's actually one that they used to run down at a paper mill that's close to us, but they went to the Alcos later as they needed more power. I'd recommend that if you're in the area, be sure and look up this museum. Very interesting place, lots of things to see. And that's Trains by Ben. Thanks for watching. See you next time.